Okay, we'll get started. Cross-legged, eyes closed. Take a moment to settle in preparation for your practice. I don't know if you've noticed before, but oftentimes over the course of the day, we tend to get a little bit shorter and a little bit shorter, a little bit shorter. Actually, if you want to test if this is you, okay, never mind, because nobody's driving to work. But if you get in your car to go anywhere these days, if you do so in the morning, look at where your rear view mirror is versus later in the day. And chances are, at least when you're going to the office, when you're driving to work, it would have been a different height than when you were driving home from work, at which point people typically have to adjust it so that because they're sitting a little bit more hunched forward. So we will counteract the downward pull of gravity, at least at the start of class, and begin to lift upwards. Broaden the collarbones, soften the shoulder blades down the back. Also soften the muscles of the face and the jaw. So although you may not be traveling to work, it's possible that you're doing a lot of work at home. If you're feeling any residual stress from your day, set all of that aside, unclenching the teeth. Allow any tension to melt off the back of the neck and the backs of the shoulders. Bring your awareness to your breath, that present moment entity, the thing that can anchor you, anchor the mind to this very moment. Breathe in for a count of 4. Exhale for a count of 6. We'll take the exhalation out a little bit longer. And breathe in for a count of 4. Exhale for a count of 6. Inhale for a count of 4. Exhale, soften the chin to the chest and round out your spine. With your next inhale, draw the chest through the arms. Keep your shoulders dropping down away from the ears. Exhale and round, chin to the chest. Shoulder blades separate away from the spine. Inhale, lift your heart center. And exhale as you round. Start to move through spinal rotations, just warming up the major joints. You can move nice and slowly. Get a sense for how your hips are feeling, but also the shoulders and the neck. On your next inhale, change the direction. So think of your yoga practice as being one that emphasizes a slowing down of momentum. And allow the rotations to get smaller and smaller and smaller. Center back to a midline. Take another inhale. Lift from the crown of the head, and at the top of your inhale, suspend the breath. Broaden the collarbones, draw your shoulder blades towards your spine, and slowly and patiently exhale. Exhale. Empty out the lungs completely. And allow the breath to find its natural rhythm. Open the eyes, uncross your legs, stretch them out, give the knees a little shake, recross in the opposite way, and just walk the fingertips forward. Soften the chin towards the chest without letting the head hang. Crown of the head reaches towards the thumbs. Press gently into the fingertips. So if you're still up on the fingertips, this helps you to stay broad across the collarbones. Then pressing into the fingertips keeps the sitting bones reaching back towards the earth. Walk your torso to the right. Hook the left fingertips into the floor. Drag that hand a little bit further forward. Soften the outer left shoulder down. And then walk the right hand back. Spin the left arm along the plane of your cheek. Stretch through that upper side body. And you can take the head to rest in the hand. Try to draw the upper elbow gently back. And rotate the chest a small amount towards the ceiling. Push into your lower hand, rise up. Spinal twist facing left. Unwind back to center. Plant the hands behind you with the fingers pointing towards the back wall. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. And lift your heart center. Bring the gaze forward and walk your way forward again on the fingertips. Soften the chin down. So we're looking to soften the muscles of the neck. If your chin is lifting forward, then that will contract the muscles of the neck. And if the head hangs, that will also contract the muscles of the neck, but in a slightly different way. So we look to keep it somewhat vertical with the earth. And make your way over to the left. Hook the right fingerprints into the floor. Drag that hand a little bit further forward and soften the outer right shoulder down. Bring the left hand back towards alignment with the hip. Spin the right arm up and along the plane of the cheek. Stretch through that upper side body, across the rib cage. Take the hand behind the head. Support the weight of your head. Then rotate the chest and the gaze any small amount towards the sky. Push into the lower hand. Come on up for a spinal twist facing right. Unwind back to center again. Uncross the legs. Plant your feet. Rotate the fingers towards the back wall. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Press into your hands and lift the chest towards the sky. If that bothered your neck, you can keep the chin down towards the chest. Look forward. Drop your knees out over to the right. Guide the left knee closer to the floor. Then take the left hand all the way around to the right knee and twist again facing right. Come back through center, lift the knees up, drop them out over to the left, guide the right knee closer to the floor. And take the right hand to the left knee, turn to the left. Then back to center, lift the knees up and swing your legs to the side. Come onto your hands and knees. Start to move through cat-cow. Arching the back as you inhale. Round your spine, pull the belly firmly in, breathe out. Inhale, lift the sitting bones, sort of hook your fingerprints into the floor. Exhale, press the mat forward with the hands. Inhale, drop the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, round, chin to the chest. Last time, breathing in. Breathe out. Lower down onto your forearms. Take the left hand behind the right elbow. Send the right arm forward overhead. Send the hips back towards the heels. Feel the right armpit sort of softening down towards the earth. Rotate your left hand to face up, slide it all the way out to the right. Press the left temple, left shoulder down. You could lift up onto the right fingertips so the elbow points up towards the ceiling and really tuck that left shoulder beneath you. Find a nice rotation through the rib cage. Plant the right hand, send the left arm through. Come onto the forearms and do one cat-cow there. Arching the back, inhale. Exhale, press your forearms down. Look towards the belly, crown of the head hovers above the earth. To a flat back, right hand behind your left elbow. Send the left arm overhead. Send the hips back towards the heels. Soften the left armpit down towards the floor. And rotate the right hand facing up, send it out to your left. Right temple, right shoulder, releasing down. With the option of lifting up onto the left fingertips to tuck the right shoulder well beneath you. And press into your left hand, slide the right arm through, back onto the forearms, one cat-cow. Arching on the inhale, exhale, and round. Walk to the back of the mat, fold over the legs, keep your knees soft, release forward over the thighs and shift forward and back, massaging the feet. A little mini challenge to your balance, maybe. And once you come to center, take opposite hand to elbow. Pull the elbow points towards the earth. Soften the front of the throat, the sides of the neck, the back of the neck. Slowly straighten out your legs. Lift the sitting bones up towards the ceiling. Change the clasping of the arms so other hand is on the bottom and shift from side to side. Come to neutral, release the arms, soften the knees again, draw the belly to the spine and round your way up one vertebra at a time. Inhale, stretch the arms all the way up overhead. With your left hand, take the right wrist, hinge over to the left. Draw the hips forward, but soften the front ribs back. So hips forward, front ribs back. Inhale, center. Exhale, hinge over to the right. Press your hips to the left. Hips forward. Soften the front ribs back. Inhale back to center. Exhale, lower the arms down, interlace your hands behind you, roll the shoulders up, back, and down. And without pressing the chest forward, float your arms up off your back. Soften the front ribs back, draw the hips forward. So front ribs soft, hips squeeze forward. Drop the chin down towards the chest. Curl your way forward over the legs, floating the arms up off your back. Once you come all the way down, nod the head yes and no. A little shift of the arms. And lower the hands down. Bring your hands to your shins. Take an inhale, lift halfway up. And exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, arms up overhead. Interlace the fingers except for the index. Exhale, hinge left. Soften your front ribs back. Draw the hips forward. Lift your gaze towards the sky. And maybe this time around, move a tiny bit deeper into that stretch. Inhale, center. Exhale over to the right. Hips forward. Soft with the front ribs. Gaze towards the sky. Back up to center. Lower the hands to the heart center. And we'll use warrior C to come to the top of the mat. Leading with your left foot, heel toe. Hinge at the hips, draw the belly in. Send the right foot back. Go only as far down as will challenge your balance without making you feel like you're kind of wobbling all over the place. Front ribs back, navel to the spine. With an inhale, come all the way up. Step your left foot forward, heel toe, hinge at the hips. Right foot. Send the left foot back, belly to the spine. Front ribs soft. Once more each side, so rise up. Heel toe, left foot, navel to the spine, right foot reaching back. Come on back up. Stretch the arms up overhead. Inhale. Take the hands down through the heart center. Soften your knees. Exhale and fold over the legs. Lift halfway up. Breathe in. A deeper forward fold. Breathe out. Reach the arms to the sides. Rise up. Inhale. Hands come to the heart center. Exhale. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold forward, slide the hips back. Keep your right fingertips to the floor, bend your right knee, stretch your left arm up. Draw the gaze towards the upper hand. Lower the left hand, bend your left knee, reach the right arm up. Lower the right arm down. Inhale, sweep the arms to the sides, rise up. Exhale the hands to the heart center. Make your way into tree pose. Right foot grounded, left foot lifts up. Focusing the gaze, steadying the mind. If you can visualize the shoulder blades moving towards the spine and down the back. Reach the arms overhead, allow the hands to separate. So the arms widen apart. And release down. Change sides. Inhale the arms up. Allow the hands to separate. And release. Top of the mat. Inhale, stretch the arms up overhead. Take the hands down through the heart center. Exhale, fold over the legs. Lift halfway up, breathe in. Forward fold again. As you exhale, you can hold on to the backs of the legs. Come into a bit of a deeper forward fold. Push your feet into the floor. Shift some weight forward into the toes. Spread the weight evenly from heels to toes. Lower the hands to the mat. Step back to your downward facing dog. And right away, you can take your knees to the floor. Come down onto the belly. Widen the space between your hands on the mat so you can take them even right off the mat or pretty close to being off the mat. Find a comfortable place. Soften the chin slightly towards the chest. Press all 10 toes into the floor so you're broadening across the tops of the feet. Try not to curl the toes inwards. And with an inhale, lift the chest away from the floor, but without cranking your gaze up. So the yogis would have the gaze here at the tip of the nose, but not in a cross-eyed way, kind of just a softening of the gaze. Inhale, lift, draw the navel towards the heart center. Exhale, soften down. We'll repeat that 2 more times. Inhale, gently lift, press into the fingertips. Shoulder blades descend. Exhale, soften down. Last one, breathing in. And exhale. Take the arms alongside of the body, palms facing up. Bring your left ear to the mat. Bring that whole flat part of the ear to the floor and see if you can find a little bit of a stretch in through the neck. Look to the left, right ear to the mat, whole flat part of the ear. And back to center. Prop yourself up on the forearms. Most of you have been in this pose or in this class before when we've practiced Sphinx. So to modify a less intense way for the lower back, you'd walk the hands further forward. Otherwise, propping elbows under the shoulders and behind the wrists. To wake up this pose, you drag the chest through the arms. Same thing, the gaze is just sort of towards the tip of the nose or a soft gaze straight ahead. And if you want a little bit of an additional neck stretch, maybe it feels nice to allow the head to hang here. If you have the head hanging, draw the right ear towards the shoulder. Chin comes down through the chest, and draw the left ear towards the shoulder. Chin to the chest. Bring the gaze forward. Take 3 deep breaths. Lower down and send the hands under the shoulders. Turn your toes under, press back to all 4, and walk the hands out over to the right. Hips move back towards your left heel. Shift forward to all 4 again. Walk your hands through center and over to the left. Send your hips towards the right heel. Back through center last time, where you can slide all the way back into a child's pose. Rest your forehead down on the mat. Bring the arms alongside of your body. Widen across the shoulder blades. Feel that beautiful spread across the upper back as the elbows and shoulders soften towards the earth. Inhale as though my hand were at your low back. Send the breath downwards into my hand, and as you exhale, let gravity draw the torso more heavily down. Breathing into the lower back. And exhale, feel heavy. Bring the hands under the shoulders, press into your palms, lift the head up, swing your legs to the side. Find your way to the top of the mat, have your block available at the back of the mat, assuming you have a yoga block. Arms are alongside, chin to the chest. Curl down, 1 vertebra at a time. Bring the legs in towards you and wrap the arms around the legs. Press the backs of the shoulders down towards the floor and a little rock from side to side. You can massage the upper back, back ribs, the low back. And lower your feet to the floor. Take your block, send it under your tailbone. Not everybody likes the yoga block. So if not, you can do these same stretches without the block. Supta Baddha Konasana, bring the soles of the feet together. Try also to bring the outer edges of the feet together. The baby toes connecting with their partner. The same with second to last toe, middle toe, second toe, big toe. The chin moves slightly towards the chest. Allow everything to soften, collarbones to widen, front ribs release down. Hands can be in whatever is the most comfortable position for you, hips or belly or ribs or alongside of the body. Maybe that's even arms overhead. That's a little bit more stimulating as opposed to relaxing. But if it works for you, then this is your practice. See if you can actively release the knees closer to the earth. Notice if subconsciously your gluteal muscles, your bottom is clenching, if those muscles are engaging. And see what happens when you consciously disengage them. Notice the length and depth of your breath. Maybe taking longer inhales and deeper breaths out. Use your hands to guide the knees together and separate your feet maybe a little bit wider apart. It's a touch easier on your lower back. Again, if your low back is feeling sensitive though with the block, then just slide it out to the side. We'll take just a few breaths in a supported bridge pose. If you wanted to be in the more active bridge pose, you could take the arms down, press into the feet and lift the hips up. But if you're kind of in that chill zone already, then this is a nice place to be. If your hips are lifted, lower them down. Press into the soles of the feet, slide the block out from beneath you, and take your low back to the floor. Stretch the arms out into a T shape, drop the knees out over to the right. Same windshield wiper action that we practiced at the very start of the class. Guide your left knee towards the floor. Lift the legs back up to your center. Soften them over to your left. Feel the right knee sinking down. And back up to center. Walk the right foot forward, draw the left knee into the chest. Interlace your hands around the shin or in behind the thigh, whichever is more accessible. Shoulders away from the ears. Soften the jaw. And reach your left arm out. Use the right hand to guide the knee over to the right. Look either to the ceiling or you can take the gaze along the left arm. And if you change your mind halfway through, which would be about now, then perhaps trying both. Come back to center. Press your left foot into the mat. Shift your hips slightly to the right. Bring the right leg in and straighten your left leg out. Soften the elbows inwards and sort of send the elbows towards the wall in front of you. It helps to create space between the ears and the shoulders. Stretch your right arm out. Left hand guides the knee over to the left. Spinal twist. Either look to the ceiling or along the right arm. And rock back to center. Press into your right foot. Shift your hips slightly left. Bring the legs back into the chest. Wrap the arms around the legs, neutralizing the spine. And take your feet to the floor. Send the legs forward if there's any last stretch that you feel that your body needs in order to fully settle in for that final Shavasana, then I invite you to take it now. And once you are ready, legs straight, arms are alongside of the body. To preserve some of that shoulder work that we did tonight, the widening across the chest, rotate the palms of the hands fully towards the ceiling so that you get that external rotation of the upper arm bones. You might lift the chest slightly to draw the shoulder blades down your back, then allow the sticky mat to hold them in place. Mentally repeat. I relax my hands and my feet, smoothing out the skin on the soles of the feet and the palms of the hands. I allow all 10 fingers, 10 toes to soften and relax. I soften my shins and knees. I feel the downward pull of gravity on the thighs, the femurs. I feel the weight of my pelvis the softening of the belly. Allow my rib cage to soften and relax. Visualize the inner wrists, where someone would take your pulse. I soften my inner wrists. Relax my forearms, elbows, biceps, and shoulders. I feel the weight of my head on the earth and soften my cranial bones. Soften my cheekbones and jaw, unclenching the teeth. Mentally repeat, right here, right now, exactly as things are. I am at peace. I am content. Integrating the benefits of my practice. Notice your breath and start to breathe more deeply. Awaken the body, wiggle the fingers and toes. Rotate the wrists and ankles a couple of times in both directions. Inhale through the nose, extend the arms overhead, lengthen the spine, point the toes, and through the mouth, exhale. Bring the knees to the chest. Rock and roll forward and back and side to side. Find your way back to a seated, cross-legged position with the eyes closed and the hands together at the heart center. And sealing the practice with the sound of Om. We take a conscious breath in. Namaste.